Welcome to Chaotically Nerdy, a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and for children with bad parents. Adult language will be used, and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. On today's episode is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
And so this week, we are going to talk about, we're going to fancast God of War, the Amazon show that has been greenlit, asked for. I don't know how Amazon has actually done this. And whenever I was reading about it, it was basically, we want this show. And that was all there was.
I don't know how they do anything. I don't know how they got Lord of the Rings, let's be honest.
That is...
money.
I mean, yeah. That's what they got.
They said
Bezos
They got money.
Bezos is like, fuck it. Make whatever you want.
I mean, if it's just a matter of money, there's not too many other companies that could just be like, hey.
And we've talked about God of War briefly on the podcast. Probably as like new games coming out or that had just come out, something like that. No, we talked about it on the Game of the Year. Which ones we thought would be Game of the Year.
We also talked about it on the exclusives episode.
Yes, we did. We've talked about it several times. So if you don't know about God of War, it follows Kratos, a Spartan warrior. Was he Spartan? No, he wasn't Spartan.
Spartan demigod.
He was the ghost of Sparta.
Yeah.
I don't think he was actually Spartan. He might have been.
maybe.
He is. Yes.
I've never played the original
He lived
games.
in Sparta for a while with the family.
Yeah, he did live in Sparta. But
Not too many spoilers. That doesn't last the whole game.
It doesn't last a real long period.
It's pretty much the intro. They dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they real dead.
Anyway, he gets real mad and he starts taking his vengeance out on the Greek gods of mythology.
Who then make him a god, which is...
No, he was already
Was he
a
already?
demigod. Yep, he was
That's right,
already
he's
a
demigod.
half-child god thing.
That you just described a demigod.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, a half-child god
100%.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the show, though, does not follow, or is supposedly not going to follow the Greek aspect, meaning God of War 1, 2, and 3. It's going to follow the Norse aspect, which is the most recent games.
Well, they had to go somewhere because they literally killed all of the Greek gods.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of substance to that storyline.
And that's the thing.
Really.
I think it's a revenge story, whereas I feel like God of War 2018 and Ragnarok are
Vengeance.
not as much vengeance. There's more story and substance to the story. So that's probably why they are going with that.
It's got more depth.
It does. And it's actually it's a really good story. I haven't played Ragnarok, but I have played the first one and loved it.
Especially now that he's got some actual emotional connection to someone that is alive.
And it's not, his whole thing's not murder.
Yeah.
Whereas in the original games, that's what it was. It was murder.
I was wondering why they picked Kratos, though, aside from the name.
What do you mean? Like, period, or
Well, let me look
in the newest God of War?
No, period. Because Kratos was a character in Greek mythology.
Oh, well, couldn't tell you. But while you're looking that up, obviously, we're going to focus more on the Norse because that's who we're talking about. But we do have the Greek ones listed because they may show up in a flashback. Zeus and Athena, I think, are two that showed up in flashbacks. They're the only two that I think showed up. Whereas the rest of them that I have listed on here, which was basically just the bigger gods that showed up in the games that I remember Kratos beating the shit out of.
So Kratos was the divine personification of strength. He was the son of Pallas and Styx, but not in the God of War universe.
Yeah, because he's son of Zeus, right?
Yeah. So it's really strange that they picked Kratos and then changed it, but I think they did because of the name.
It just sounds
and
cool.
how little there actually is
on that Kratos.
on Kratos himself.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to jump into it, and we're going to start with Kratos, because obviously he's the most important character.
Go first.
Yeah, I go first.
Yeah.
So I actually listed two different because while I was looking this up, I wasn't 100% sure if they were going to start at Greek. And then I was like, I should probably look and see if it's going to be a Greek show or. So for Greek, I picked Batista. Dave Batista.
That makes no sense, but all right. Other than he is Greek.
He's a lot younger in.
He is.
That's
one,
why
too.
I'm only saying this because on her thing it says possibly 20s if starting Greek.
Yeah,
and he
and-
picks Dave Bautista who's in
It
his
would either
50s.
be
because he
late
looks
20s
that-
or early 30s.
I agree.
That was why I was saying it made no sense
Because
because
he's like married with like a 6 to 10-year-old.
I put these down and I was like, all right, I'm not following any of them. And I just picked people that I
fair
liked.
enough. Fair
That's
enough.
100% how this went. So I picked Batista for Greek because I feel like he pulls off the look.
Really? Because I just don't see him with a beard very often. I mean,
Well, that's
He
why
was-
the
he's-
Greek one, he didn't have a beard.
he has like a little like
Yeah, he's got like he's got a mustache and the little soul patch,
Yeah.
basically. And I can see Batista with that.
that I can see. Not to
But-
say Batista doesn't grow a beard because he actually does grow a beard, but like a long beard like he has in the Norse ones.
Yeah. For the
doesn't
Norse
grow.
one, I picked Christopher Judge, who is the voice actor.
Yeah.
And they did a lot of mocap
Yeah,
style recording for that, so he could obviously do it. And he has the voice.
he does have
That
the
voice is thundering and it's terrifying and soothing at the same time.
If this had been like 20, 25 years ago, you could have picked like Perlman.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, totally.
Ron
Yeah, but he's too old now.
Yeah, he's way too old.
Christopher Judge is also getting up there. He's like almost 60.
Yes.
He's like old.
That's the problem. All of our like
Not old, but like
all of our big like strong dude guys are getting old now.
Yeah. I seen somebody put Dwayne Johnson as their fan cast,
just
and I
don't
was
know.
like,
I
no.
mean, who else are you gonna pick that's that age?
Yeah.
I mean, gonna be able to
That
pull
ripped.
off that age range. Cause
Yeah.
he has the
isn't
body,
that
but
age.
like I just don't see it. He's not a well. He just doesn't have a whole lot of dimension to him. He plays the Rock.
Yeah,
everything.
everything he's in, he is the Rock.
Especially now. Earlier, he took some
He
risks.
tried to
Yeah,
be
he tried
different,
to like branch out, but
and those movies sucked.
You should not roll and go with Jared
yeah,
because
I'm going to go
mine
next.
It's Jarrett.
It was not, but go on.
Give the illusion that the roles matter.
So I had a
It's like D&D.
bunch of people I was like considering because this is the one that's like everybody's thought about. So there's like Batista, like Tyler said, Christopher Judge. I see it's a Triple H in there because if you see Triple H now, he looks like fucking Kratos.
Yeah.
He is bald and has the beard.
Yeah, he does.
It is like spot on. Momoa.
Yeah,
my pick-
I see a lot of Momoa
Yeah.
out there.
I don't want that. I
piggyback-
like him. I don't want
yeah,
that.
To piggyback off that, I didn't pick Jason Momoa. I picked another Polynesian actor who is also a wrestler. Roman Reigns.
I knew it. As soon as you, he could do it.
He
I
has-
don't think I've ever seen him bald.
No, that's the only thing. I've never seen him bald, but I have to imagine
I think-
Samoans just have good bald heads, probably.
I think for Kratos, that's kind of where you have to go because
Yeah.
he does have that sort of pumped up,
Yeah.
like roided
in,
out. Like,
in this one,
yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And Roman Reigns is a phenomenal actor if you've seen him recently.
Yeah.
And in all of his wrestling stuff, he is like,
I don't
the
have
best.
to roll. You're next.
yeah.
And Ethan Up, the one who may or may not have taken this seriously.
I personally love it. It's a very
I do
inspiring
too.
idea.
Why don't you explain?
I think this would
explain
be-
what you're doing first.
I think this would be a lot of fun. So I wanted to do this for a while because we've done a few, and I thought about this because, there's lots of movies like this where they've done this, but I wanted to do like a Muppet fan cast for this. And because it's been a long time since we got one of those, stories, like full on stories that was played out with the Muppets outside of like the Muppet movie, which
But that's
isn't, it's not about
Yeah.
like a story where they're playing parts, right?
Yeah. We haven't, like, the last one was Muppet Treasure Island in the 90s. Was there something else?
I don't know which one came last.
I think that's it.
I think there was one in the late 90s.
Was there one? There's Muppets
Yeah.
in Space, but that's not based on any property.
Well, it doesn't have to be based off any property.
Yeah.
It just
But it's
has
more
a
like
story where it's
yeah.
not about the Muppets themselves.
It was about the Muppets. It's
Yeah.
about Gonzo, and
Yeah.
he's an alien.
Well, he kind of is.
No, he.
So which
canonically
Muppet-
is.
The real question is, if I'm doing that, is how many human characters are we pulling into this? Like actual actors should like the main character, because it's almost always the main character or the villain that's being played by a human. So
I feel like it
should
would be-
Kratos be? I think Kratos might need to be a human.
I think Kratos and Atreus being humans and then fighting a bunch of Muppets would be fucking hilarious.
So I'm on the same boat with Kratos. I don't really have a person in particular I was really wanting, but like maybe like a famous wrestler would be good for this role, such as
John Cena.
No,
please God no.
I like John Cena, but
I'm just saying it.
Not,
not his
for this.
style.
No, I think maybe your pick.
Roman Reigns.
Roman
Yeah, I think
Reigns
Roman
would be a
would be
good
good.
choice. Yeah.
Because he's also the right age-ish group. He's like late 30, like 38 or something like that.
If we are going to put a Muppet in this role, I would venture to. I don't think I would do Kermit, even though he's normally the lead.
Yeah.
And normally like the hero
But
whenever they
he's
have
not. He's not like buff enough.
Yeah, but are any of the Muppets really
No.
buff enough?
Yeah, there's like one or two that are actually that size, but like
I think it'd be funny to have Kermit be white with a like
The red over
the
it.
red beard.
And every once in a while he gets hit and you see the green that like it knocks the white off of him and you see green.
Be funny.
That would be
I
fucking
think it'd be funny.
hilarious.
I think I would like to see somebody else play that role and Kermit play another role.
I already know
so-
who I want Kermit to be. Because now I'm thinking of who, like Muppets wise, but really I only know two Muppets, Kermit and Miss
Well,
Piggy.
since it is God of War, it has to be some sort of other deity if we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
play Kermit. So then it has to be somebody that Kratos fights.
Yeah.
So having said that,
Just wait. We'll get there.
no, maybe Fozzie.
Maybe Fozzie as Kratos.
Maybe. Because he doesn't say a lot, but you could throw in a joke every now and then. But he's almost too much of a joke.
He is a joke character.
Yeah,
just a
he
meme.
really is.
So I'm not a big fan of Fozzie to begin with. So maybe what's his name? Sweetums. So Sweetums is the big hairy guy with the
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. I think picking a human for the role would be better.
I think so too. I think your two like heroes.
Yeah,
as
I've got one
humans
for Atreus.
Would
yeah.
be fucking perfect. So Atreus is next. Jarrett.
I went with Jacob Tremblay, who was in like The Room. He's like the right age. He's also voice acted Flounder in The Little Mermaid. But I just picked like a youngish actor.
Like the newest Little Mermaid?
Yeah.
Okay.
One that came out this year. Yep. He's done some serious stuff. Like he did The Room when he was a really little kid, like 9 or something. But I purposely didn't pick the voice actor because I'm just like, I figure,
Yeah, I know him from
yeah,
it was a comedy. What was the fucking comedy?
probably.
He's done a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Good Boys. That's
Good
what
Boys,
he
yeah.
was.
I mean,
He
you
played
could
like the main
essentially-
character in Good Boys.
You could essentially pick any
Yeah.
young athletic
Yeah.
actor.
Yeah.
It's me. I picked Sonny Suljic, who did the
Yeah.
voice of Atreus.
That's why.
And that's a lot of people that do that.
I figured you were going to end up picking him, so I was like, I'll pick somebody else. That way we'll have some diversity.
Part of the
But that'll
reason
be fun.
why is because he done a phenomenal job
Yeah.
with that. And obviously it's mocapped. He's a little bit like the face is a little bit modeled after him. So he looks the part already. And I did have another pick because if they don't want to use that for whatever reason, I picked Curran Walters, who is Jason
Yeah.
in Titans. He plays Red Hood and Robin.
I can kind of see it in the face. Yeah.
Yeah,
He has
I can
this-
see it just a little bit.
Yeah.
And he's got that. So in the first game, Atreus is kind of like he starts out really listening to Kratos, and as he goes along, he gets a little cunty.
Okay. Yeah. Curran Walters definitely, because he's like a cunt in Titans. Like the
Yeah.
entire time he's on there.
Yeah, and that's where I like. As soon as I seen him, I was like, "That's a good pick for that,"
Yeah.
because he definitely is like, "I know better than you. We're
Yeah.
God." Like as soon as he finds out Kratos is a god, he's like, "I'm a god. I can do whatever the fuck I want." That's essentially how that goes.
Wrong, bitch.
Yeah. And Kratos spends most of the spends most of the game trying to teach him like, hey, this is power. Like, you have to
better.
not abuse it.
With great power comes great responsibility.
I was trying to avoid saying it, but yeah. Ethan, who's your Muppet? Or no, this is your real person.
So with the Muppets thing, I think I have to pick somebody a little bit more high profile, and someone who you're going to recognize. So I'm going to go with Timothy Chalamet.
Okay, that's.
I kind of figured.
Yeah,
I had it to Tom Holland or Timothy Chalamet. That was the two. I was like, he's.
I
Gonna
think
pick one of
Timothy Chalamet would be better
Oh,
for
yeah.
the role. I think he'd be pretty good for the
Yeah.
role.
them. I'll be honest. Tim's a better actor.
He is.
Tom's not really good.
It's not. No, he's not good, but he's just like Timothy's like has more range.
Yeah.
Tom's really good at playing that happy-go-lucky, like
And Atreus is not happy-go-lucky.
little shit.
Yeah. So next up is Mimir, who, if you don't know, is the all-knowing person in the game. He's basically a head because Odin trapped him in a tree, but he's immortal. So Kratos cuts his head off of the tree and then carries the head around with him, and it just gives knowledge and funny gimmicks as they go. Jarrett.
You're gonna like my pick because he was in Boondock Saints, and you're gonna like my pick because he was in Muppet Treasure Island. Billy Connolly.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, he'd be good.
Yeah, he would be good.
Yeah.
It's me. So I don't know how they're going to do this because I don't know if they're going to take and like just CGI a head.
That's literally what
I mean,
would do.
I know they're they're not going to
Yeah.
cut somebody's head off and carry him around, but I don't know if they're going to like make its own model is what I mean,
Probably.
or if they're going to like how they're going to do it.
I figure they might like film it separately and like just kind of like take his head and like put it on him.
Yeah, if they do that and they use like the whole facial structure,
Yeah.
I pick Gustav Skarsgård, who plays Floki.
Yeah.
Because he's like Mimir has this big beard, Floki's got a big beard. He's basically bald. He may have a little bit of hair, but not much.
Is he one of the Skarsgård?
Yes, he is.
He's the oldest.
I believe he's
I
the
think
oldest.
he's oldest. Yeah.
But
Besides the dad, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I
The
remember.
brothers.
I remember
He's
Mimir.
not older than his father. No.
Obviously.
No, his father's alive. That checks out.
Yep.
But he is very. He makes a lot of like. I remember Mimir making a lot of cunty, kind of smart assy remarks.
That is Floki.
And in Vikings, Floki does that.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked him. If it's just like a full on CGI, they model their own head,
Uh-huh.
I pick Mercer. Just because of Mercer's fucking great. And I feel like he could pull off anything.
Yeah.
So, Ethan.
I just want to say first that if I were to pick one, I think Billy Connolly works the best.
Yeah.
For me too. But for a Muppet, because this is my first Muppet pick for my Muppet cast, it is the Swedish Chef. Can you imagine like going for advice to someone who's just mumbling at you?
And it checks out. Swedish.
Yeah.
He would
Norwegian.
know the most about any
Norse.
of this.
That is true.
So he's the one who's got all the
Yeah.
information in the game.
He's the only Swedish Muppet, I think.
As far as I know,
Yeah.
he's not even Swedish. He's a Muppet. So
Swedish Muppet.
probably American.
Probably. Probably made in China.
No, they make their own. I'm sure. It's a studio.
So, next up is Balder, who is the main antagonist of the first game. And I don't even know why he starts fighting. Like, I can't remember why he started fighting Kratos to start off. I think it's just he wanted to die and he can't. So he's
Sounds right.
like,
It's a strange. It's a strange thing. I don't really understand it because Balder is supposed to be the manifestation of light and beauty, which is really a strange place to go for. I have to kill you.
Does it have something to do with?
I know
well, it has something to do
Loki.
with the fact that he can't feel.
I thought it was something that like Loki is the only one that can kill him with the what the hell is it? Kills him with the mistletoe.
Maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. It was like the mistletoe.
Stab.
So,
But I don't think he knew that going
I
in.
feel like
Because
like Heimdall or something said like poisoned him again, trying to kill Loki.
I don't remember seeing
Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe
don't remember
I may
seeing
be
Heimdall in the
confusing
first game.
actual,
versus.
actual mythology.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Couldn't tell you. But either way, we'll figure out who we got picked. It's me. I picked Travis Fimmel.
yay!
Did you pick Travis Fimmel?
I did.
Yeah. He plays Ragnar in Vikings since.
Spoiler alert, everybody. We're probably gonna have a lot of Vikings alums.
I mean, why wouldn't you? It's a
Because-
Norse mythology. So
Why would you not pick that? You're gonna pick people from Vikings. You're gonna pick people from the Last Kingdom.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they're gonna fit well in the.
Well,
Yeah.
they already
they've
have
proven-
the background.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure if we watch more like Danish shows, like there's a handful on Netflix.
Yeah.
Like if we watch those, actually, like the ones that are
Yeah.
subbed into English.
But the famous ones are The Last Kingdom and
Vikings.
Yeah.
So Ethan, which Muppet did you pick to play Balder?
I picked Bobo the bear.
I don't know this Muppet.
I don't either, but it just sounds funny.
but I would,
If you were to get into deep Muppet lore,
which I'm not.
he's often just like the tough guy that's like around.
Show it to me. You gotta see it.
Is that Bobo the bear?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Never mind. I have seen
Yeah.
because he's in. Isn't he in Muppets in Space? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I know.
Yeah, he's always kind of grouchy.
Yep.
I feel like he looks more like a Thor to me.
I've got one for Thor, so
Okay. He just looks like that's how
Big
Thor
old
looks
big.
in that.
so Balder and Thor in this are interchangeable for me for whichever Muppet they want to choose for it. So
Gotcha. Next up is Freya, who is Odin's wife, mother of Balder, who ends up. It's like a love-hate relationship with Kratos throughout the whole game. God damn it, it's me.
Look, there's a 50-50 chance. It's
I
gonna
know,
be you.
because we're doing ours first.
Yeah.
I picked Anne Hathaway because I could not figure out who the fuck I wanted to be this, and I was like, I feel like she could play nice.
emotion.
Well, I was like nice and cunty because
well, she also displays a lot of emotion in the game,
yeah,
and I feel like Anne Hathaway has that really strong range of emotion. I don't know if you've seen. I can't pronounce it because it's French. The Miserables, Les Miserables.
Just say Les Mis.
Les Miserables.
Les Mis.
That's what I read.
You've seen
no
Les
one
Mis?
says what's-
yeah.
And she has a lot of emotion in there.
I know she wants bread. That's all I know from the movie and the musical. Is there some song about bread? Give them bread. Because that's like the famous Marie Antoinette thing, right?
No, it's
No,
let them
no.
eat cake.
Like cake, bread.
That is the translation, but it's
Yeah.
probably actually bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same difference.
Jarrett, you're up. Who you
I
got?
also really couldn't figure out one. But I picked Kara Gee from The Expanse. She's the the one that works under what's his name from Walking Dead. It's like Chad Coleman. Is it Chad?
Which person in The Expanse? I would know this.
I can't remember. I haven't watched Expanse in a while. The one that runs
The pirate?
Yeah,
So the tall lesbian?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, she'd be good at this.
Tall.
I don't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either. It's
She's
something.
got a belter name in there.
In the
Yeah.
Expanse, her name is Kamina Drummer.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah. She plays a much bigger role in the books.
Yeah.
But she's still good in the
I
show.
just see it in a fan
She is
cast. I
a
was
good
like,
actress.
that's how that'll work. I was like, that was the last one I picked. I was like, it's
Gotcha.
fine.
And who'd you pick for Fred? Miss
Well,
Piggy?
obviously, Miss Piggy.
Yeah, Matt, that checks out.
That checks out. Yeah.
She's got the emotional range.
Shut your fucking mouth. Fucking hate you.
It's got to be. It's got to be Miss Piggy because, I mean,
So
it's obvious.
these next two are
There's not
always.
that many female Muppets. To
That's
be
true.
honest.
These next two are always paired, so we're gonna say them in pairs. It's Brock and Sindri, the two brothers. I hope this is me first. Fuck, it's you.
I picked Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
That's who everybody picks
Yeah, I
online.
also was
is
like-
Nick Frost and Simon
The
Pegg.
other one I seen that maybe what one you're picking is Danny DeVito and Charlie Day.
Yes,
Oh,
either
man.
will work. Either will work.
That would be so good.
that's who I picked. Was Danny DeVito as Brock and Charlie Day because it's just Sindri and like it matches. It's Always Sunny, like to a degree. It's just fucking hilarious. Which, by the way, this new season of Always Sunny, top notch.
I think it's obvious who I picked for this.
Yeah.
It's going to be Sattler and Waldorf, the two old heckler Muppets.
I hope though that they put them like up,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be up.
like
They make a
They're
balcony.
above. Yeah, they make a balcony, and everybody.
Yeah. That would be so good.
So Brock's blue. Do we paint one of them blue?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just
Why
making
not?
sure.
Yeah, they
Well,
changed.
see, it also matches because one of them's short and one of them's tall.
Yeah.
And same for Sindri and Brock.
Yeah. So next up, again, these are brothers. They're often. I think you fight them together. Honestly,
Probably.
in the game, you may fight one and first, and then they show up together later and fight them both. Is Magni and Modi? That is Thor's two sons, which are the whole reason. Spoiler alert: whole reason you get the second game is because you kill these 2. Mm-hmm. Jarrett.
I picked Bill Skarsgård and Alexander Ludwig.
I picked one of those. Who did you pick? Which one did you pick for which?
I didn't really know if it mattered, but I picked Bill Skarsgård for Modi and Alexander Ludwig for Magni.
Well, we both picked the same Magni since I'm up next.
Fair enough.
Magni is Alexander Ludwig for me, and Modi is Jordan Patrick Smith, who plays Uba in Vikings. So they've already played brothers.
Fair enough.
I was like, put them as brothers again. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And he's good. Now, who's your...
The Muppets I picked for Magni and Modi are Rolf and Animal.
I got.
I know who
nothing on
Animal
that.
is, obviously. I don't know.
Rolf is the dog that plays the piano.
Ah.
Yeah. And then
Okay,
Animal,
Animal.
everyone knows Animal. He's the crazy drummer.
Yeah. I got to look up Rolf Muppet to figure out what he looks like. I just want to know.
It's
okay.
ROWLF.
Yeah. It auto-corrected for me, so we're good. Next up, now we're jumping into Ragnarok, is Odin, the Allfather. Jarrett.
I picked, maybe this is just because I just watched Witcher. I picked Lars Mikkelsen.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that who you picked?
Yes, that is who I picked.
Yeah.
I think he does perfect. Now, tell me why Odin is Kermit the Frog.
Well, it's got to be Kermit the Frog. You'd be really good with the eye patch. And
Yep.
he's got and can you imagine his voice given those lines?
It'd be hilarious.
They'd be so good.
It would be
They'd
great.
so good.
It would be great. That's funny that we've just been picking the same people the whole time.
Look, there's only so many like
Norse.
Norwegian actors.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next up is Thor, the main antagonist. Kind of. Odin's kind of an antagonist of Ragnarok.
Odin is the main antagonist of the whole story.
Yeah, but Thor's the one that you fight the
Yeah,
most.
the
You don't
president.
It's got to parallel the Greek one a little bit.
Yeah,
so.
a little bit. Jared.
Yeah, I figured. I picked Christoph Hughes, the Tormund.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Walt.
No.
I was like, no thanks.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, because he's like big and got a beard. And I was
Yeah.
like, that'll work.
I picked either Ryan Hurst, who did the voice for him
Yeah.
because he did phenomenal and
Yeah.
he's a good actor, or the Mountain, just
Yeah.
because of sheer size.
I had that, but I just feel like
He's not a good enough actor.
Yeah, that's
the
what
issue.
I just wrote down. I was like, yeah, he's not good enough actor.
That's
He's
the
got
issue
size,
that
but-
I have with it, is that he looks the part, cannot play the part.
So we just compromise. And
Then again, Thor's kind of a cunt in that game and just murders. So
yeah, you just have him do that, and then like Ryan Hurst or someone else does the voice. You just Darth Vader that shit.
that's true. Could do that.
So the Muppet
Yeah.
one? Okay. So I know
This is the one I'm most interested about.
I know I put Bobo
Yeah.
for Boulder, but really these two are
Interchangeable.
So because I mean it's the Muppets, I mean they could do whatever. But Thor I've got down as and the one I would interchange it with would be Fozzie. So like one of them plays Fozzie and the other one is Bobo. So it could be Fozzie, but I think Bobo might be better for Thor.
So I think I would put Bobo as Thor and Fozzie, because Fozzie's like, he's big, but he's not as big as Bobo.
Right.
And Balder's big, but not as big as Thor.
Right.
Like Thor's gigantic.
Right. So I think maybe we'll move Bobo to Thor, and then Fozzie will become Boulder, because I really don't have
And-
a place for Fozzie, because there's not a lot of place for that style of kind of just crappy humor.
And Fozzie's kind of all over the place, right?
What do you mean?
Like the way he talks.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
Waka waka.
yeah. Balder is. I could see Balder saying,
That would make me want to punch Balder in the face. So,
and that's
yeah.
essentially like how you meet Balder in the game.
If
Is
there was a Loki in this, I would
there
put.
is.
there is.
Yeah.
It's Atreus.
Well, I mean, like if there was another Loki character
Yeah.
in this,
Like an
I
actual-
would put Fozzie in that role.
Like an actual god of trickster.
Yeah.
Trickster god, however you want to
But
call it.
since Atreus is filling that role, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah. So next up is Tyr, the actual god of war, or god of war for Norse mythology.
He's so stoic.
Yeah, he really is. It's me. I picked Daniel Wayman,
Daniel Wayman.
Rings of Power, the stranger.
Ah,
Real tall with a beard.
fair.
Feels like
Fair.
he's super scrawny.
Oh, he probably even
Tyr is
looks like
super.
him.
Yeah, that's why I
Yeah.
picked him, because he looks just like him. Jared, who you got?
Alexander Skarsgård, also tall, not as scrawny, but he could probably like
Alexander. Okay.
yeah, the other Skarsgård.
Well, and I look.
we got them all three.
You know, Floki or Gustav.
Yeah.
Floki. He would do a good job.
Yeah,
as
that's also true.
Tyr as well, because he's ridiculously scrawny. and muscular at the same time. It's weird.
But also, like, Bill would also, because he's also ridiculously scrawny. I think
Yeah.
he's shorter than the rest of them, but he has, like, that. I don't think I've ever seen it with a beard, but I'm sure it'd be fine.
I just keep going back to Gustav because of how he looks. Like, he looks
Just
like
pick
Tyr.
a Skarsgård. It'll
Yeah,
work.
You're good.
I've got Sam the Eagle.
I was wondering where he was going to come in. And I was
Yeah.
like,
Because it's the American way.
War. It's the American way. That makes so much sense.
And all he does is really sit around the fire and act like he's doing something, but he never does. So that's exactly what Sam the Eagle would do. Because he's like always telling people how great he is and how great everything is that has to do with America. Yeah, but he never does anything.
So here's my question, because in the games, Odin pretends to be Tyr for a while. Do we have Sam the Eagle there with Kermit's voice?
No.
Okay,
that'd be funny, though.
It would be good. But no, because you want that Sam the Eagle voice.
Yeah. So next up is Heimdall, the god of foresight, who's a real fucking cunty. It's me. I pick Nikolai Coster-Waldau. He plays a cunt.
He's good at it.
He may be starting to show his age a little bit too much for the part.
He probably is.
The other one was the actual voice actor who I thought about putting. I can't remember his name.
Don't know the actual voice actor.
Heimdall.
Yeah, you know him. You just don't realize you know
I'm
him.
sure I do. I don't know
His
who it
name's
is.
Heimdall.
That'd be interesting. Mine, I picked someone going against typecast. I picked Tom Holland. I feel like I just want to see him be a cunt. I really just want to see him be like a shithead.
I could see it.
Scott Porter.
Scott Porter.
You know who Scott Porter is.
Yeah, he's I bet as long as I was thinking of him.
Of course, it's not going to load. Speed Racer, Prom Night, Dear John, 10 Years. Why is he in nothing that is fucking familiar?
No, it's not the guy from Heart to Dixie and
He might be. I think he is, actually.
Yeah.
He's in Ginny and Georgia.
Yeah.
He's in Lucifer.
Yeah.
He
Totally. I know
does
exactly.
a lot of voice acting.
I know exactly
apparently,
who he
that I
does.
didn't know he did.
yeah, I know exactly what it is. You didn't have to show me.
Yeah. Okay.
I've got Pepe the Prawn.
Another one. I don't know who the fuck that is.
At this point, you're just naming all. I don't even
Pepe
think.
Le Pew.
I mean, luckily,
Pepe the Prawn is he's the little little shrimp guy with the furry eyebrows.
it's so funny that I don't know their names, but I
I
see them.
think it would work out really
I
good
know
as Heimdall.
so
That
few
would be
names.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, do you remember? Because he has that really, really awful, thick, fake French accent.
And it would be fucking hilarious to see him be a cunt to Kratos. See him be a cunt to Roman Reigns.
It would be pretty good. Yeah.
And I mean, he's a cunt to Atreus too. He's a cunt to everybody.
Watch him Superman punch him out of the way.
'Cause, I mean,
That's also the thing. You get Roman Reigns, you got to do all the wrestling moves. You got to do the
I mean,
Superman
it's
punch.
not that like Pepe kind of plays that role in a much lighter, more kid-friendly way
Yeah.
in the Muppets.
Yeah.
So he's always kind of like poking fun and stuff. So
Yeah.
he would be good for the part.
So there's obviously other characters like Jormungandr. I don't think Fenrir talks in the game. I could be wrong. I don't want to lie to you on that. And there's like a bunch of side characters who aren't as, not necessarily not as important. One of them that I just forgot and remembered again is Faye, or what was the other name? Her actual name?
Laufey.
Laufey, who is it's Kratos' wife, who's like half giant and has burst Loki. So I don't know if anybody picked anything. Jared, who you got?
Since you didn't tell me, I was just looking at while we're waiting on Ethan to get here.
Yeah.
So I picked Yvonne Stravinsky, whatever. Her name from Chuck.
Okay.
She's tall. Figure that's kind of like she's half giant, kind of.
She's a little bit shorter. If I remember right, she's shorter than Kratos. But I mean, Kratos is like 6'5".
Yeah, you got it.
For whom? For who?
Faye.
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 His
Faye,
wife.
who is Kratos' wife.
You don't have it on here.
I know, I forgot to add it.
Yeah.
Because I forgot. So the whole reason that Kratos even leaves his little hut and like most of this starts is because he takes the ashes to the top of the mountain because she dies before the start of the first game. And so that's the whole like how it gets started.
All right. Well, I didn't think of that one, but I do have one that I think would be good. Who plays?
Hold on, I gotta say mine before you go with the Muppet.
Oh, okay, it's not a Muppet.
I pick. Oh, it's not a Muppet.
No.
Deborah Ann Wall is who I picked. She played the actual voice actor because
Okay.
there is some lines and I think flashbacks in Ragnarok. I didn't see her credited for anything in the first game. So
What's her name? Who plays Brienne of Tarth? I can't remember her
Gwendolyn
name.
Christie.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. I think she would be good at the role.
That's really
yeah,
tall.
that is really tall. And then now we're gonna mention. I don't know if y'all picked people for all of the Greek ones
I
or
did.
not.
Mhm.
I
You
did.
did. You did.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then we're just gonna go through them, even though the majority of these probably won't show up, and if they
But-
do,
It'd be like flashbacks, which I think is what you need to do because, again, like we said, there's not a lot of substance to
Yep.
that story. It fits better in flashbacks than like dedicating.
the two that I know
Any
will
amount of
show
time.
up, or that I'm pretty confident
Well-
that will show up, are Athena and Zeus.
Yeah, because they actually are in the game, right?
Yeah,
In Ragnarok.
I know Zeus's voice is, and Kratos sees Athena in a flashback.
Yeah, like actually like appear.
Yeah. So we'll start with Athena, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Lena Headey.
Oh, yeah.
Who you got, Jared?
I picked Ruth Wilson from his Dark Materials and other things.
And other things.
I can't remember. There's another one that I literally forgot.
All right.
Escaped my brain.
Who you got for
I've got Janice. Janice is the one in the band.
Okay.
The one that looks sort of like a caricature for the lady from Fleetwood Mac. Can't remember her name either. Why can't I remember her name?
Yeah.
Why can't I remember? Now?
Oh man, what is her name? I love
It's not
70s music, so this is really bad for me. Landslide.
I'm going to skip around, and while you think of that, or try to think of it, if you think of it, good. If not, oh well. Oh, I'm going to skip to Zeus. Just
You
because.
missed one on this, by the way. A big one. Hera.
Oh, I did miss Hera.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, I looked up God of War characters, and this is the list that it gave me, basically.
Yeah, Stevie Nicks.
Stevie
Yeah.
Nicks.
I was like, is it
She's
Stevie
like a
Nicks?
caricature for Stevie Nicks, is what she is.
Stevie Nicks.
So Zeus is me. I picked Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I mean, yeah, he's good.
Zeus is a cunt, so that's why I picked him. Jarrett, who you got?
I picked Stephen Lang, who's the sergeant guy from Avatar.
Yeah, he's
Also
also,
a
a cunt.
Kermit.
You're gonna have him play both.
Yes.
Okay.
That is
I
like,
mean,
that is
There's
like
a few of those.
that is a trope. I feel like in Muppet movies they play multiple characters
Oh, yeah.
sometimes.
definitely
Sometimes I
checks
do.
out.
Yeah.
Definitely checks out. So next up is Gaia, who my pick is. I love it. I pick Lizzo.
Shit.
That's pretty good.
I think I broke Ethan.
That's pretty good.
I mean, look at a picture of Lizzo and Gaia side by side. They look similar. Ethan's now looking up Gaia. Jarrett, who do you got? I think I broke Jarrett too.
I picked Rebel Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also went with well, she's got skinnier
Yeah, she's
now.
she's lost a lot of weight. Ethan, do you have? I'm assuming Miss Piggy for Gaia.
I do not have Miss. I have her for Hera.
Oh,
Gaia, though, I didn't have one for until you said that.
until I said Lizzo.
But it's not Lizzo, and I can't remember her name. I'll come back to me in a minute.
Okay,
Yeah,
we'll skip to
I'll find it.
Poseidon then. It's me. I picked. Everybody wants to cast Jason Momoa. I picked Jason Momoa.
Fair.
He's already played a water boy. Give him more water.
Sure.
Or I guess I shouldn't say water boy. I should say Aquaman. I mean, technically, I'm saying the same thing.
It's.
Jarrett, who you got?
I just picked Gary Oldman because I'm like he can play anything.
That's true.
Let's just put him in here somewhere. I don't
That
know
is true. Ethan.
I've got Dr. Bunsen,
where.
the green guy
yeah.
that always around with
Beaker,
Beaker.
yeah.
Yeah. I've got Beaker on here too.
I was getting ready to ask. I was like,
Where's
wait a minute.
Beaker at?
Well, there's no other pairs,
Yeah.
really. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have done it for Sindri or Brock or Modi or Magni, but they don't really fit the style
No.
of Beaker and Bunsen. So
Yep. Did you figure out who you wanted for Gaia? Or are you still looking?
I'm trying to remember her name. So keep going.
Okay. Hades is up next, and I picked Dwayne Johnson.
We went completely different directions.
I picked-
love it.
I picked big names for the Greek people,
I kind of picked
and
some
then
big
picked.
names,
Well, you did pick big names, but you went like
actory names.
yeah, and I went buff.
That's why I said we went completely different directions. You're like, I'm going superhero, which
I did.
fits more with the game, probably.
Yeah. Who do you got, Jarrett?
I picked Charles Dance.
Okay. You're definitely going with a skinnier version of the gods. Ethan, Muppet Boy?
For Hades?
Yeah.
Dr. Teeth.
I don't know who that is.
He's the other guy in the band that does all the singing outside of her. So he's like...
Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay.
and his whole battle scene has to be the band.
Okay. Next up, did you figure out Gaia yet?
I can't find it.
Okay. Next up is Ares. I picked Chris Pratt. I'm just picking people that are famous for this. And
Fair enough.
I literally was like superheroes for all of these.
Sure.
Who'd you pick?
Henry Cavill.
See, did I pick him for something?
I'm surprised you didn't.
I did not.
I'm surprised you didn't.
I want to take away my Hercules pick and put him as Hercules, but I'm not going to do that.
You must be really like your Hercules pick.
It's not that I really like him. I just think he would do, because in the game, I think Hercules is like a real fucking cunt.
He is.
And so I think this person could pull it off better than Henry Cavill can.
Probably. I just wanted to see Henry Cavill be just like angry as fuck and just beating the shit out of some shit.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Ethan, Ares.
For Ares, Beaker.
Okay.
Can you imagine
I
Beaker
could.
dressed
Yeah,
up
that'd
like
be
that?
I could.
Like arguing with the wrestler.
Yeah. Roman Reigns. Hercules is next. Jarrett, it's you.
I picked Theo James.
Yep.
Which is like, I was like, I need somebody that's a little bit younger than Henry Cavill.
Yep. I picked Dacre Montgomery.
Yeah, that also fits.
Cunty.
Kind of cunt.
Yeah.
Who you got for Hercules?
Gonzo.
Gonzo. Okay. And then Aphrodite is up next. Jarrett.
Olivia Cook.
She could pull it off.
Yeah.
I picked Anna de Armas.
That also works.
I've got, for Aphrodite, Camilla the chicken. You know, the one that Gonzo's always, like, rubbing up on.
Okay.
Why'd you
Can
say
you
it
imagine?
Like,
Well,
why'd you say it like that?
And last is Hermes.
it's what he does. He's always after them chickens.
Jarrett, it's you.
You and Rion, Ramsey Bolton.
Okay. I did not follow my age limit on
I
here
figured you
whatsoever.
went, like,
I
way
picked
older.
Chandler Riggs. I went way younger.
Okay.
I don't know why I picked Chandler Riggs. I just did.
Fair enough.
And so, Ethan. I
For
almost wrapped it
Hermes,
up. Yeah.
I've got Scooter.
Oh, I know why. Because Chandler Riggs is scrawny and
Yeah.
looks like he could be
Scooter,
fast.
like, you know who Scooter is?
Yeah.
Okay. Scooter actually looks like he could be Hermes as a Muppet.
Gotcha.
Already.
That's
So.
All right.
And then
So,
Did you
Hera?
ever? Did you?
oh, Hera.
Hera.
I didn't pick
I
any
never
Hera.
found her. I can't remember her name at all.
Eva Green.
Zoe Saldana. I just picked the first name that came to mind. And you already said you're Hera, right? Miss Piggy?
It's Miss Piggy.
Okay.
Definitely Miss Piggy.
So that'll wrap up the God of War fan cast. And we appreciate you guys listening. Use the, what? You look like you wanted to say something. Use the link tree in the description and you can find our Discord and you can tell us how stupid these picks are, or you can tell us you want more Muppet fan cast.
I'm gonna remember it like in some like
Tonight at D&D, you'll be like, we'll be in the middle of something.
no.
You'll be
I'm gonna remember it in the middle of recording another episode later on.
And
the
just
line.
shout it
Just
out.
like, Gaia,
Yep.
this lady.
Yeah.
So thank you for listening and we will catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, I remember. It was Kathy Bates. Gaia. It's worked. It's fantastic. Waterboy, right? Right. Oh, okay.